Hello guys, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Zaveria, and if you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I create a lot of content about natural hair and how to take care of it, so hope you guys can go and check it out. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for always coming back and supporting my content. I really do appreciate that. Also, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and also subscribe down below. So let's get into what we're going to talk about today. Today we'll be talking about protective styling. What are protective styling, examples of protective styling, what to do before a protective styling, during and after, and how long should you stay with a protective styling. So everything you need to know about protective styling will be covered on this video. So I hope you guys will enjoy, and so let's get into it. So what is protective styling? Protective styling is a concept that reduces ongoing manipulation on your hair by protecting especially your ends from getting knots and tangling, and in this way it promotes length retention. So what are examples of this protective styling? Protective styling ranges from many things. It can be weaves, wigs, it can be braids, both with extension, without extension. It can be twists with extensions, without extension. It can be cornrows with extension, without extension. It can be crochet. It can be African threading. It can be like puffs, afro puffs. All those are just like examples of protective styling. It can be dreadlocks. All that is protective styling. So the most important thing you should keep in mind while doing a protective styling is that, number one, you should make sure that you're taking care of your hair before, during and after. And number two, you should make sure the person who is doing your hair is like doing it carefully and is not pulling your edges, be it you or you're going to a salon. Make sure the person who is doing your hair is being really gentle, because if they don't be gentle, they'll cause like tension, so much tension on your hair, and your hair will end up breaking instead of using that protective styling to grow out your hair. There are some things I'm going to talk about, especially before, during and after protective styling, that can really help you to protect, like to retain length. Because when you're protective styling your hair, it means you're reducing all kinds of manipulation on it, so it should actually retain length. And I always feel like there's nothing much that you can do to grow your hair, like to fasten the rate of growth on your scalp and everything, but you can retain, like you can train yourself to retain length. Hence it can show, like you can see more results at the end of the day. You can actually see your hair growing out, and I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, I know a lot of people take care of their hair before before protective styling it, then they neglect it during it, and after they don't really take care of their, like when they're taking it down, they don't really pay much attention to it. So at the end of the day, they see that they are losing hair than retaining it. Because sometimes it just don't make sense, because I've seen people with braids, like people do braids, and after a while, like after a month, you can see the growth, but when they take their hair down, their hair is still on the same length, and you wonder why. And I think the problem always goes back to what you're doing before, during and after. So let me talk about this now that I've mumbled. Putting a protective styling, there's some things you should do. First, you should make sure your hair is clean, so you should always wash your hair, especially your scalp. Make sure that your scalp is clean and your hair is clean. Number two, you should deep condition, either doing a DIY deep condition or doing a hot oil treatment, or you can buy a deep conditioner and use it. Any of these options can work for you perfectly. I have a lot of videos on that. I'll leave a link here and here so you can go and check it out. And after you have done your deep conditioning, make sure that your hair is well moisturized, and you can use either the LOC or the LCO method. I talk about these methods also in my previous video, so you can also go and check it out. Again, leave a link here and here down below, and you can go and watch. So after you've made sure that you've washed, your deep condition, your hair is well moisturized, go ahead and get a protective styling. Now, the kind of protective styling that you choose shouldn't really matter. Personally, I like doing braids without extension or twist, and that's my go-to protective styling. And once in a while, I'll do a wig or a weave. Like right now, I have a wig, and that's what I'll get. And personally, I feel also there is a lot of discrimination when it comes to protective styling, especially guys with the wigs and weaves. All I can say, do what makes you happy. For me, doing the wigs and the weaves, it brings out my creativity, because I always make the wigs from scratch, so that's why I like doing so. And some people do braids because they want to express themselves in a certain way. I don't, as I said before, I don't like going to salons, and I hate sitting down for a long period of time to get a protective styling, so I just don't, I keep away from such things. So but if you like and if you enjoy doing so, go ahead and get that, and if it works for you, that's good. So any protective styling that you choose, make sure that it makes you happy and you're not doing it for anyone, and yeah, it's going to express who you are both inside and outside. And that's what I like about protective styling, especially for African women. I think we have thousands and thousands of protective styling out there that we can do and choose, and it's really nice. Yeah, while you're doing the protective styling, as I've said before, make sure the person who's doing it is really being gentle. And after you're finished doing your protective styling, after a week or two, make sure that you go back and moisturize your hair, especially your ends. Make sure that it's well moisturized, especially if you're doing braids. Sometimes the braid can suck the moisture out of your hair, so what you want to do, you also want to moisturize the braids and your hair. I remember there's this time when I was actually going natural, like after big chopping my hair, after cutting my hair off, the first protective styling that I did was twists with kinky afro extensions, and I stayed with them like for 2 months to 3 months. And what I used to do, after every 2 weeks, I used to wash my hair while still in that state, and I would wash my hair, then go ahead and do a hot oil treatment, or sometimes just like apply the oil really well and make sure that my ends and my hair is really moisturized. So the afro kinky, if you know the texture, it can really be rough, and it can really like take away the moisture from my hair and end up doing more harm than good. But since I was washing my hair and making sure that my hair was well moisturized for the 2 to 3 months that I had the style on, it made sure that I retained length and I actually saw growth when I took my hair down. And that's the most I've ever seen. Like, that's the crazy amount of growth I've ever seen, to be honest. The only reason I don't go back to getting that style is because, again, I don't like salons, and the salon was in Nairobi. Right now I'm in Kakamega, and I go to school in Eldoret, so it's kind of impossible to always go back to there to do that hairstyle. So yeah, that's it. So as of from that example that I've given, you can now see that when you're having a protective styling, during that time, during the time that you're having a protective styling, make sure that you're not neglecting your hair bit, and make sure that if you're not going to wash your hair when you're having the protective styling on, make sure you don't stay with it more than a month at most. Don't go without a month without washing your hair. So that's the trick. And now that you've taken care of your hair during the process of the protective styling, the next thing is when you're taking it down. When you're taking it down, you always want to be gentle. Make sure that while you're taking your hair down, you're in a relaxed state, that you are not like, don't do it while you're frustrated, because you'll pull your hair. Make sure that you put on your favorite movie or series and watch while slowly taking down your hair, or listening to podcasts or music while taking your hair down. Because I always feel like another thing that really can make you think that your protective styling are not working for you is while you're taking them down, because maybe you're being so rough on your hair, and in that process of taking down, you're actually breaking it, and you're seeing a lot of breakage. So that's another thing. While you're taking down your hair, make sure that you're really being gentle and you spritz water before taking down. I've seen guys even use conditioner and water while taking down their braids, so as to reduce the breakage while taking it down. So that's one thing you should do. Then after taking down you're finished taking it down, the next thing again you want to do, you want to wash, then deep condition again. So you can see the process, right? So, and when you're doing protective styling right, you should see length retention. It won't, like, growth happens in your scalp, right? But protective styling is what makes it retain that length. So, because you're not touching your hair, because constantly, even when you're washing and deep conditioning, you're constantly manipulating your hair, and since our hair is very coily and kinky, it ends up like getting tangled and getting knots and breaking. So that process can really be tiring on your hair. But when you're in a protective styling, you're preventing all those things. So you should actually be retaining length during that process. And if you do protective styling right, believe me, you'll see a lot of a lot of length retention, and I think that's what really helped me with my natural hair journey. I'm a very lazy natural, extremely lazy. So what I usually do is just matutas or twist, and I make sure I'm really gentle while doing them, and I stay with them for like 2 weeks, then take them, then wash my hair. And I think that has really helped me retain my hair. I'll just like insert a clip of my hair, how it looks like right now. And I think like doing so, as I've said again, doing so has really helped me retain length. And I'll advise you to just choose any protective styling that you like and go ahead and do it. Yeah, so that's it for today, and hope you guys have understood the concept. Oh, one more thing before I go: while you're sleeping in a protective styling, always make sure that you use a satin bonnet. That's another thing. Make sure either your pillow case or the stuff that you're using to cover your hair is a satin bonnet. And I'll create actually a video. You can make your own satin bonnet from scratch. And yeah, and I don't know when I'll upload that video, but I think like 2 weeks from now I'll be able to do so. Upload that video showing you how you can DIY your own satin bonnet. Those things are like lifesavers. Yeah, they even help your hairstyle stay longer, because when you're sleeping, sometimes, you know, the turning and twisting and everything, it can like destroy your hairstyle. And so you want to put it like in a satin bonnet and just sleep, and make sure that your hair is in position, and you're not transferring the oils that you've been trying so hard to put on your hair, on your pillow and on your bed and things like that. So yeah, putting on a satin bonnet is another thing that really helps with protective styling, especially if you're not doing with extension, you're doing just like braids like I do. Satin bonnets really also helps preventing the knots and the tangles. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys have understood what I was trying to tell you about protective styling. And if you have any question about protective styling, please let me know and comment down below. Tell me what are your favorite protective styling, how do you achieve them, how long do you stay with them. I want to know, I want to interact with you guys, get to know you guys very well. And I think actually like I've done like a series on from what to do from wash day to protective styling, and I think I'll do more videos now on protective styling and other DIYs, because I'm such a DIY person. So I'll be doing a lot of DIYs and protective styling going on, because I feel I've covered every topic that anyone needs to know in order to like start their healthy hair journey. Like I've covered it, like I'm done, like all the knowledge. You can literally get that from all my playlists. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this session. Yeah, and just let me know what are your favorite protective styling, as I've said before. And thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for taking your time and listening to me. I really appreciate that. And also don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, share, comment down below, subscribe, and see you on my next video. Bye.